School District High School Sports. Live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. By Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play on Stream It Sports.
Welcome to Poudre School District Athletics. Tonight, live from French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, the Rocky Mountain Lobos host the Broomfield Eagles in girls varsity soccer. And number 2 versus number 3, David Haase, along with Randy McCoy on production and Max Fink on camera, joined by Kevin Lytle from the Coloradoan. And Kevin, number 2 versus 3, what else can you say?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a big one. It's nice the schedule falls with these two playing late in the season when kind of their resumes are established and we can see what it means. And what it means is a whole lot. You mentioned 2 and 3. That's in the coaches poll. Chastanow, I think most people would agree that these two teams are both kind of state title contenders, Final Four type contenders. And part of that, obviously, is playoff seeding, and this is going to matter a lot for that. Rocky Mountain right now is number 5 in RPI. Broomfield is number 8. Certainly you want to be top 8, be home as much as you can, but really, if you get in the top 4, then you can be home. If you keep winning, you can be home all the way until semis when you go into neutral site.
And it's kind of the immovable object, the Rocky Mountain defense, and the irresistible force in the Broomfield scoring with certainly one athlete in particular.
Yeah, exactly. Haley Stodden for Broomfield, 21 goals this season. She's Utah-bound, one of the best players in the state, certainly. She's really, really good, but then there's some depth behind her. They certainly have some players, Mallory Mooney, Gia Limley. They have a lot of talent. Stodden kind of leads it all, but they're a deep team. They defend really well. They score well. These teams, in a lot of ways, mirror each other. If they just do everything really well, there's a reason why they're both without loss. Both have one tie, and that's the only pseudo-blemish on the record.
Yeah, the tie came with for Broomfield with Fossil Ridge, a team that Rocky Mountain beat 3-0. The tie for Rocky Mountain came with Grandview, who is top of the heap.
Yep, exactly. Grandview, right with these teams, have kind of been bouncing around the top 4 spots in the rankings all year long. So clearly both these teams can play with anyone, and both have a very legitimate chance to make a real run at a state title this year.
I'd like to welcome those Broomfield fans that are tuning us here tonight on Stream It Sports. And there's about a dozen or so that showed up from across the way to make the trip here to French Field in Fort Collins. But like I say, that's a program, Broomfield, for the girls soccer and girls sports in general. That's a tough place.
Yeah, Jim Davidson's done a great job coaching that soccer program, both boys and girls. They're kind of a constant, dominant powerhouse. There are some teams that every year you can just scratch in at the top and know that they're going to be there competing for one of those top 4 type of spots. Broomfield's one of them. They just do it year in and year out, and this is no different than any other season. And this is just going to be a great game. I'm really excited for this one.
Quick little highlight, some of the players to watch tonight for the Rocky Mountain Lobos.
Yeah, we'll start at the back. As you mentioned, they've allowed 1 goal this season in a win over Monarch. So Gabriella McDonald, a great goalie, starts everything. She's CSU bound both for soccer and track and field.
And she's having a pretty decent spring on the track, too.
Yeah, I was looking at her numbers in discus and shot put, and by several feet, she's first across the state, not just 5A, across the state. And then, obviously, only allowing 1 goal this year, you could argue best goalkeeper in the state. Great defense in front of her. You have Savannah Warner, her cousin, which is pretty cool. And then Kendall Furrow. They just are so deep. We can go through Adeline Gonzalez. Riley Osler is further up, and who's the other Osler who plays?
We just try
Reagan. It is Reagan Osler. Yeah.
Yep.
Reagan Osler at the back, so they're really good in the
Several
back. And
multi-sport kids.
Yeah, exactly. Too. And then speaking more multi-sport, Julia Schlepp has been scoring a lot for them. A great runner. She's a solid basketball player as well. Then Madison Williams is just banging in goal after goal. She's getting really hot here late in the season, and that can be key, having a dominant goal scorer like that.
Little welcome back to local celebrity. Speaking of McDonald, see Max McDonald down here coming to cheer his sister on. Going to be a junior this fall for the CSU football team and already a 2-year letterman. So this is a community thing here. And, you see the family, the run. You talked about cousins. We've got siblings. Just a great night to be here at the field. And a nice night. It's still spring, but it's not too cool, not too cold. We're okay to play. The athletes will be fine out there.
Yeah, really pleasant night.
Yeah. So
I was a little worried about the wind, but we're good.
Well, we can call it the pitch, even though it's field turf, and we're here at French Field. So Dave Haase and Kevin Lytle on the call. Randy McCoy will add into our call, and Max Fink making sure the camera's good.
First, I got to add in. I don't know what you're drinking in that cup right here, but a dozen people over there, I'd say that's more like 40.
Well, okay. Well, that's your Missouri math, but we can.
Sorry, folks, I couldn't get a word in edgewise with these two guys up here.
Well, we're paid by the word.
Obviously.
Not much, but we're paid what we're worth. But what a great night here. And it's that springtime. I mean, whether it's track, it's baseball, it's soccer. Randy, we see that. You kind of the culmination of the league time, the state rankings, everything. These are the games that really set you up or down.
Yeah, and we've been very fortunate over this. This is concluding our 6th year on the air here, and we just seem to have a knack for getting these really big games towards the end of the year. And, a lot of talent here in Fort Collins. And then, it's pretty safe that Broomfield's going to be at the top of a lot of sports. And they're good in both boys and girls sports. So tonight, again, this is as good as it gets. Potentially, really, some people would call it a 1-2 game, but certainly a 2-3, 2 undefeated teams. And I can't get over the Rocky Mountain has only – giving up 1 goal the entire year. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And
here we go with the start. One of those games where, Kev, we talk about that. You've got this severe sun coming at an angle as Broomfield pretty much just takes it out to save the advance there. You've got to have some gamesmanship with that sun as the play goes along, and you got to watch that.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when you get corner kicks on the near side here. You can kind of float that up into the sun, see if the goalkeeper can handle it.
And once again, this ball will change hands and move around so fast. We will try to get all these athletes the credit they deserve for being in on plays, but a lot of times we'll just follow along and make sure, quickly moving it downfield there. Tuccio for the Eagles out sideline, just be held there. And both these teams, I think the start is so important tonight, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. These games have been close every year, and the last few years, Rocky won 1-0 last year. They won 2-1 in overtime 2 years ago. Broomfield won 1-0 3 years ago. So obviously the margin for error, the difference between the two teams is very minimal. So every step is going to be big. And like you say, in games like this, with how good both these teams are defensively, if you get a goal early, it's tough to come back on either one of these.
You set the picket line up.
Yeah, 1 goal can win these things.
Quick breakaway right now for the Eagles. Are early here in this first. All alone still, get the shot. But nice hustle back there by the Lobo defender, getting back and letting McDonald have no real contest for picking that one up.
Yeah,
just great hustle on that far side.
Yeah, that was Adlin Gonzalez, your left back. We can run through that defense real quick because they're really, really good. You have Adlin Gonzalez at left back, Savannah Warner and Reagan Osler at center back, and then Kendall Furrow at right back. They are a really experienced group, really talented group, really steady group, consistent. And then with McDonald behind them, they've been – obviously, as we've documented, they're kind of impenetrable. Is that a word?
You're on it
now.
Well, you're the one that writes for a living, so I'll go with you on that. Yeah,
it works.
He's got spell check.
We're all victims and benefactors of spell check. You're exactly right. But as you look at that, though, like say you get that one dart in early, and all of a sudden you could tilt the game to be a much tougher window to even progress downfield. Right now, everybody's pulled clear across. Rocky's got everybody, but basically, other than Schlepp, is back inside the 25-yard line. You see the markings from the football field.
Yeah, thinking about that save by the goalkeeper, that wasn't even the goalkeeper. That was the defense person that came back and made that play. Really,
that outside back, she cut down the angle, and it's all of everybody's effort to make sure these all work.
Rocky slowly moving ball up, and we've seen them before. They kind of have that 3-pronged attack up top with
Furrow with the toss in there.
It's going to run
Shore
just
trying to run
long.
it down. A little bit out, as you said. Well, and
Yeah,
it's that high adrenaline. They've all known this week's coming. Looking forward to it. This is a big set the table kind of game. You said the winner will really have quite the advantage going into playoffs too.
Yeah, and Rocky Mountain, and just the way their schedule's fallen, they still have Legacy and Fairview left. So kind of, really, you could argue 3 of the top teams in the conference to end their season, which both gives them a great opportunity. They can handle their own business and win the league and really help their playoff scene. But obviously, that makes it really tough too. But they'll be prepared going into playoffs, so I think they have to be happy.
Osler and everybody connecting out there right at the midfield. Broomfield still trying to control. A little errant that on the pass. Picked up. Referee kind of getting in the dance there.
Yeah.
We also got to thank those referees. We spend a good part of our broadcast making sure to keep them on their toes, but a hard job and one that doesn't get near the run as it should, because it's tough to be in these high-level games where it's so important to these athletes just every moment.
Yeah, and these refs, they know the stakes of this game too as well. So,
Broomfield back on the attack. Rocky's got numbers back on defense.
You lost me at running up and down the field for 2 hours.
Yeah.
you saw Haley Stodden right there playing ball out wide. She's kind of the danger person to watch.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have one eye on her, won't they?
Yeah, I think her and Savannah Warner are going to get to know each other really well this game.
Well, and Warner's got that length and the quickness. You know, we've seen it on the basketball court, and as a defender, that is just, you know.
That overall athleticism serves you well, and just agility, lateral movement, everything, quickness of movement.
Stepped in front right there, the inbound.
You can see right here just from the field how Rocky Mountain defends well, because you have Madison Williams has dropped in on this side. On the far side, Julia Schlepp has. So really, they can suck.
Let's everybody rotate over.
10 people in and just leave Shore up top. And then we've seen how quickly when they get the ball, they can counterattack fast because they have the speed and athleticism to get up there really quick. So when you have those two forwards up top that suck in, or wingers if you want to call them that suck in defensively, it makes it hard to find space.
So far, no one's really had a clear, good shot on goal. Broomfield had the one. Little breakaway here, getting by. Defenders still taking it in. Nice job by, I think that was Williams there, just clearing it back through. Get a chance to reset, or was that Furrow?
I think that might have been Furrow.
Yeah, down here near side. Ponytails are still the bane of announcers everywhere. Soccer jerseys, they'll have on the short, they'll have a number, but not from this vantage point. It's a very good one. But right now, boy, you see everybody involved. There is no lack of effort out there for either side, is there?
No.
33 minutes here, just early into this first half. Thanks for tuning in to Stream of Sports. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Schrader Oil, First Bank, Pedersen Toyota, and this year's REIT sponsor is Jim's Wings. If you don't know Jim's Wings in Fort Collins, you don't know the best wings in Fort Collins.
You're doing it again, making me hungry.
Yeah, I know.
Boy.
I know. I kind of laid that out there, didn't I?
Did you just come up with that slogan off the top of your head?
Well, you'd be surprised.
What,
And
what
you
comes
are- and
off
you
the
are.
top of your head?
Yeah, and you're surprised. Yeah, this is what you should be.
It's well done. Kendall Furrow kind of escorts that ball out of bounds, get a goal kick. Broomfield, obviously, early possession here, but I think that's fine if you're Rocky Mountain. As long as they're not creating chances, you're okay giving up some possession early.
Yep.
And then working for counterattack chances like this.
Boy, placed on down the front there and turned around.
Got one of those kind of funky field turf bounces.
Yeah, it did. That thing bit. Come back around.
Oh, man, that hurt.
Osler just jumped in there and took it away.
Yeah, we need to give some credit. Riley Osler, Michaela Ecker, Madison Hand, kind of. That trio is sort of running the midfield, and they're a really key part of everything, because you're the connector between making sure the defense is protected, but then when you do get the ball, you kind of spring the counterattack. So those three, Hand, Ecker, and Riley Osler.
Well, it's a sport where you just a sheer one bounce of the ball, one catch, 1 foot on the ball changes you from offense to defense, and obviously the Lobos have been doing very well with that this year. But so far in this half, most of this match has been played on this side of the field, on the Lobos side. So Broomfield's got to be fairly happy with the fact that they've got that edge.
Yeah, like I said, I feel both teams are probably fine with how it is right now, because Rocky knows they can counterattack quickly, and they know the talent Broomfield has too. I mean, it's one thing if you're playing a 2-win team and you can't get the ball out. It's another if you're playing an undefeated team. So you're gonna have some tough, tense moments.
Yep.
And if you can weather those, you're in good shape.
And so far, I mean, Stodden hasn't had the ball near her foot without having a crowd around her.
Yep.
Trying to head that ball past the defender. Nice stop, kicked around. Once again, Broomfield trying to move it downfield. Going against 4 defenders, 5 now for the Lobos, falling back quickly. Stodden on the far side, though. Tries to take it across and
good block by Gonzalez, force a corner.
Yeah, she takes a shot on the ankle. She's down here for a second, and we're probably gonna have a stop and play. So while we have that stop and play, we'll go to a sponsor. We'll be right back. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Spring is coming. Enjoy the season with a great deal on a new Toyota. Like low APR financing on the technology-loaded Corolla, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Tundra, and more.
I'm rebuilding the deck?
Yep.
Okay.
Lease a new 2018 Tacoma for just $289 per month or get $1,250 cash back on a new 2018 Tundra. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
We're back here live now at French Field. Lobos athlete, I think it was Gonzalez down there. She's got an ankle injury and taking advantage of the jump pit for the track side on the pole vault.
Nice cushiony, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure she'd love to have anything to do, get back out there in the field, but they're checking around over there. One of the nice things about here at French Field, like most high schools, great medical attention here for any injured athlete. Lobos trying to move it downfield. Really haven't been on that far side of that south side of French Field. Has not been occupied much tonight so far. Fuller and goal down there for the Eagles has had a pretty lonely night so far. Chance in the middle there, cleared out.
Nice clear from Warner. They have a slight chance for a counterattack there if they got
And right now, too, Kevin, I've seen more Rocky getting in midfield. They're just trying to advance it down and not really looking at that short passing game that
exactly.
we've seen in these other games.
And that's where they're at their best, when they can play those quick short passes, open up some space, and then hit one long. I think they're trying to hit the long ball a little quick.
Yep.
Nice tackle, I think.
Yeah, that was
that Ecker with the tackle.
Yeah, Ecker was and beat the whole play there. Long play easy one to McDonald.
She'll eat those up all day.
Chance just kind of hammer it downfield, trying to flip it. That's a good job there, just controlling it and letting Shore just take her time now. Let's see if the Lobos can do some of that, what we talked about. Just behind
That's what
her.
you're saying. Those passes haven't been connecting yet. And like you said, that's probably the game a little bit.
Yep. Osler was busting towards the middle there and just missed her a little behind. Haven't had many chances. Quick call coming there. That would be back for the Eagles.
A little fouling for a little push.
Under 29 to play. So 0-0 here at French Field. in our last broadcast of the 2017-18 school year. What a fast year it's been. Look forward to those of you who want to be part of our sponsorship and helping us bring these student athletes a little bit of notoriety, a little bit of time on the screen. Let us know. You can contact Randy at
info@streamitsports.com. info@streamitsports.com.
Give us a chance to make sure all these kids who work so hard, and it's a 12-month-a-year set now for these kids, too. They are not. There's no off-season more, is there, Kev?
Nope, not even close.
And we talked about that. I mean, you look at the just unbelievable streak that Fossil Ridge has had with injuries and some severe knee injuries to some very key players and athletes over there. And, it's like, how do those things happen? Now, we've all seen them. Lobos with a quick cross there, but stopped up the middle.
Whoa.
And that was a pretty good pick. That was, if you'd wrapped up, I'd say I see Coach Brook down here for the Rocky Mountains saying, you wrap up, and that's a great tackle.
There's a nice ball
Shore's got to look, get it over the top, and just wide.
That's a great save.
It really was, just a tip away.
I think that was Madison Hand with a great ball in for Shore. Good left-footed shot, and that's just a good save. And they finally connect on a few of those short passes. Quick ball into the middle. Hand made the
And you're
pass
exactly
up.
right. It was 3 or 4 passes there and trying to setting it long into a defender who could just sit underneath it. Now that's you get the play coming here. Corner kick.
Warner
it's up and
header,
over again,
yeah.
And it'll come back
Warner's
the other way.
just over, but they're dangerous on those, and that was a great little sequence for Rocky Mountain. We'll see if that sells them in a little bit too.
Yep.
Gain
nice
some
crowd here on
confidence.
this side, and I'll let Randy do the math. But here on the west side at French Field, excellent crowd here tonight to cheer on the Lady Lobos.
It's about 38 on the other side, so give or take. Probably a couple of hundred over here, maybe 300.
I would say it's still growing. A few people pulling in. A few students come into knowing the magnitude of this game.
Probably about like some Thursday night football games, actually.
We've seen some of those 6 o'clock games. We'll have that change this year, won't we, Kevin? Then we talk about next fall, 18 and 19. All these teams are going to go back to what we consider basically the traditional regional conferences.
Yeah, we're back to crosstown football games. Will be late in the season.
Nobody happier than the bus drivers for Pooter football.
Yeah, no kidding.
Driving to the far side of the moon.
Yeah,
basically.
one conference game to Fountain Fort Carson is enough.
Yeah. Then didn't they have Legend and I think
Yeah,
somebody
Legend. I went on the bus ride to Legend. That was a trek.
They let you on the bus?
Anything for a story, man.
That's right. Dedicated to his craft.
There's
Controlled
another
here in the middle.
Nice turn from Shore.
Oh, a nice pass up the middle, just a little too far ahead. Stuffed
Great
away,
pressure.
though, taken.
Schlep. You can see what they want to do, though. They keep sending up to Shore, have her kind of control the ball good. That's traditional center forward hold-up play. Hold it late. The two wingers, Schlepp and Williams, kind of make breaks while the midfielders come up, and all of a sudden you have a lot of numbers moving forward.
Ecker there in a battle. Boy, you look at right there. I mean, just even though the defender there that time, number 16 for the Lobos, Oxiger was just trying to stay in front of knowing Stodden's right there. It's like, I want to control the ball, but I cannot let her by me.
Gosh, there's another one for sure. She just covers ground.
Yeah.
That one looked like Broomfield defender would get there easily, and
well, she's
Shore all
deceptively
of a sudden
fast. She's got that long stride.
Yep. She tracked back, forced Broomfield just cleared out of bounds. Now Rocky can move their numbers up.
Under 24 here in the half. Rocky has had a couple of solid chances. One corner kick and another play there. A great defend by the goalie for the Eagles. Pop back out. And usually the goalie with the most games, etc. now for Fuller. For Broomfield. And as you expect, as well as they're playing, having an excellent year too. It's kind of tough to have a good year and then come in, you across the way from you as someone who's had an unbelievable year.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not like they're weak defensively. They've allowed 6 goals in 10 games, so they're not struggling on that side of the ball either.
Yeah. on the march here now, 3-on-3. Lobos trying to hustle back, trying to even it up. Got one person come through there and just running it on down. And Warner just basically.
That's good work from Warner.
Yeah, it really was.
That should be a goal kick.
No chance for the Eagles that time to cross that over to anybody.
No, she did a great job. Just kind of lean on the forward there.
Well, and that's twice too. I mean, if like I say, it takes every athlete when it's their turn, when they have to be that one making that play. You know, you see that effort. Both these teams are showing it tonight. McDonald fires one up, just a thunder up the midfield. There's a bit of a breeze in the face of the coming from the breeze coming out of the south here tonight. The flag in the north end zone moving a fair amount, but the tape on the top of the uprights for football they're fluttering, but certainly not strong.
Yeah, not much going on.
We've seen far more breeze here.
Yeah, last week we had a little bit of an issue, I think.
Yeah.
Not so much tonight.
Toss and bounds. Still staying
in for sure.
Yeah. Got a chance to get it to the center, moved across.
Just ran over for a goal kick.
Yep.
So, yeah, you had Taylor Brook bolting into the middle there. Got herself in a good position. Short just couldn't get the crossover.
When you have all those moments where all of a sudden you're like, okay, how do I make that next play? How do I get to that side? And you have to be ready to turn it on. I mean, that's where you see the similarities. It's not just football in the States and football across the way. Both those are teams where you've got multiple players. When it happens to be your way, you have to be ready for your best effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Ball sent back where basically McDonald just going to try to pick. Lobos trying to set that downfield look. Trying to get it to the middle, controlled. Lobos haven't really had too many of these where that long kick from the goal, has amounted to a one or two passes, have they?
Yeah, they've had a couple little stretches of stringing together a few passes in succession, but not a ton of consistent possession, but they're growing into it. They certainly more in the last 5 minutes than in the first 10 or 15 combined even.
Well, you got to wonder if Coach Clark just said, okay, let's just we're not going to give up something early. We're going to really make sure, and then let Broomfield we'll start to play our game. We'll get it done.
Yeah, exactly. When you're as confident defensively as they are, you don't panic when you don't have the ball because you're fine. You're going to be in good positions. So it's really not a horrible thing. A team like Rocky can kind of build confidence. They have, in 20 minutes, Broomfield's had most of the ball, but they haven't created anything of substance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice ball up from Brooke to Shore. Shore's giving them problems. Every time she gets it, she's causing havoc.
Still back up.
Good advantage from the refs there. Shore kind of got pulled down, but Rocky still had possession, so let it go.
Yeah, it's one of those. I love that about soccer where it's like, that didn't change things so much. I can kind of stare it down.
No need to break up the flow. You can let it keep going.
Yeah, that's just like pro sports now. They don't break up the flow at all. With their numerous replays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the replay, but I don't think I'm going to get into that fight with you guys tonight.
Well, it is, as the general fan would know, it's like, okay, time to go make a sandwich because there's going to be a while. Eagles just send it downfield, which is kind of flipped around. That would be called a French fry fumble here in the booth.
Hey, Randy, what are you doing over there, man? So you mentioned
Max, there's extra fries.
You mentioned the sun earlier, kind of a hidden aspect of that. Look at the ref on the far side. He's fighting everything, and that could actually come into play. If there's a play in the middle, he could struggle to see it just because of that sun glare there.
Well, and
he's got the sunglasses on and everything as he should.
Yeah, that's when you're good pair of Polaroids. That should have been out, and it was called over throw in for the Lobos. Good news is, Randy, all those fries you spilled will be here in the fall for football, and they'll still probably taste the same. We'll be back here in just a short 5 months, not even that long, actually. 4 months. Football will start in August this year.
Yeah, I was texting Fossil Ridge football coach Zach Bigelow today. He sent out his schedule. August 23rd is their first game. Not far. Here you go. This is another Sun one. Corner kick in the spot where the Broomfield goalkeeper is going to be staring right into the sun. it looks like Kendall Furrow's going to take this, you kind of just want to float it right into that sun spot, drop it about 12 yards out. She won't see it at all.
One player up near the goal, near the box, and everybody else is just going to come rushing towards it, aren't they? And there's design madness to this. Up, quick header, and a good look at it, just high across the bar. Broomfield kind of dodged a bullet there, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that was short on the hair. Perfect ball in from Furrow. And, yeah, like you said, there is kind of set calls. It's some sort of a hand signal, foot signal. We had hands in front, hands in back on my team. It's near post run, far post run, a couple other set plays. So there's definitely method to the scrambling madness.
And as you look at that there, too, also even the goalie, with that kind of header, if it was on target, she really had no chance.
Yeah, I think that's when you watch it hopefully go over because you're not sure.
Broomfield just advances it down, puts it out. And the Lobo ladies sitting in the JV game earlier played out there on the grass field on the east side of the stands here.
For those of you watching and not familiar with these teams, the Lobos are in the white and Broomfield is in the blue and gray.
The away jerseys being the dark color generally. Soccer does a better job, I think, of wearing white than any other sport. Maybe how it just plays out. You always got to love the classical look.
Yeah, they're pretty strict on those rules. Your home whites have to be pretty basic and clean, so there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for them, and for us, that works great.
Yeah.
You're going to see Savannah Warren's going to play a real long ball in here, try and just create a bunch of havoc in front of the net, basically. This is throw it in the mosh pit.
False start there, curling away. Still a chance, but
That's
wide.
what happened. It fell to Ecker. That's a hard one to connect on the volley there, but like you say, that's kind of why you lump that one in there. Could bounce weird, some weird can happen, and there are a lot of bodies get a deflection or something and create a goal however you can in a game like this.
People still trickling in to the
still
contest here. Have not missed any scoring.
With 16:05 to play here in the half. Clock running. And a well-contested match so far, Kevin. Max Fink on camera, Dave Haase and Kevin Lytle on the call. Pitching in production also, Randy McCoy. Thanks for tuning in to Stream It Sports. If you've had a chance to follow us, highlighting Northern Colorado athletes, shot and a great save. Gabby McDonald going horizontal, taking it away from the left-footed shot from Broomfield.
That's our best two players in the game right there. Stodden with a great blast from about 20 yards out. Gabby McDonald, great save. That's why those two are the best two in the state at what they do.
And that ball was headed right to the corner.
Had some heat on it, too.
Yeah, it really did. You're exactly right. Boy, Stodden, that's the first good look she's had. She capitalized on it, but McDonald, equal to the task, caroms it out. So corner kick coming now for Broomfield. Lobos lining up. Short, low kick, that wasn't played well. That was just taken away and easily clear.
That's when you're trying to get near post speed and you get a little higher and harder.
Yeah, this is when you, as the defensive team, anything you do to get it away.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shore, for a lengthy athlete, a lanky athlete, loves contact, doesn't she?
She's tough and great balance. I mean, she's getting pretty hard bumps in the back there and holds her own, holds her spot really well.
She was dishing out right there, I believe.
Yeah, I was giving and not receiving, and I gotta wonder who is she beating up at home? That brother or sister there that somebody.
Yeah, those center forwards, it's almost like a power forward in basketball. You kind of like it. You lean in and make the defender know you're there all day long.
Struggle far side. Lobos come away with it.
It's a good win from hand.
Ball slips away. Chance there. Kind of rushed it. Sent deep into the end zone. And you're right there. Madison Hadner on the far side. Several plays there where she's basically just stepped in and contentiously stopped forward progress. That one got away. Coming clear on down here. The Eagles just got to basically back up and regroup. Lobos get a stop, find a way to keep it on this half the field.
You can see that
Just
midfield
like,
three right there, though.
Yeah.
They're keeping Broomfield from creating any.
Well, a lot of Lobos wanted to.
Yeah, they want to call there on
there.
Ecker. It's a pretty well contested ball in midfield there. You're going to see a lot of those battles.
Looked like her lead leg just all of a sudden got taken away from her, and that was what you basically as a complaint. This ball, a huge bounce, taken, set back up, couple of headers. Furrow, they're pushing along there. Just getting called a hand call there. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, just a little pushing the
Yeah,
pushing them back a bit.
under 13 to play. Still no score here. French Field, number 2, number 3. Broomfield here visiting the Lobos. Two teams having excellent seasons this spring here in 2018.
It wouldn't even be a shock, depending on how seeding falls, to see these two meet again, possibly a quarterfinal game.
Well, and if you're 2 and 3, you'll be opposite, the top seed, whoever that may be. So, like
But
you said,
RPI-wise, it looks like they'll probably be a little different than that. Right now, it's 5 and 8. Still plenty of movement time, obviously, with about a week and a half left in the season.
is this where I can bring in my Metro bias?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it live and well. Because you talk about the athletes that have come out and succeeded at very high levels playing soccer here in northern Colorado. Ball just dribbles on out, so it'll be a goal kick.
I just had a thought. Broomfield is kind of like Windsor 20 years ago, because they were a small town up there, and they've kind of got that small town feel when it comes to sports and athletics at Broomfield High School. Yeah. And now they're up to 4A and 5A, but they root for their team.
They're
similar
really well,
to Windsor.
really well
does.
supported and really good at almost everything.
Right.
I mean, Broomfield's in the mix in most sports, and like you said, they're now 5A in everything but football. Gotten a lot bigger, but they still do really well everywhere.
And you could see in 5 to 8 years Windsor being at that same
Stodden dribbling across
place.
the field here, just sends it back, trying to set him up.
For those of you who don't remember, Broomfield knocked Windsor out of the football playoffs this last year. So
In stunning fashion.
stunning
actually.
fashion.
Yeah, and in a reversal of an equally dominant game by Windsor earlier in the year. McDonald throws it downfield, gets to
Schlep out there.
Yeah, Schlepp just signing over there, but it gets away, and it's just, credit Broomfield. You don't get, and both teams basically, nobody's gotten two things in a row done very consistently.
Yeah,
on
you don't have any room to sit on the ball and take your time making a decision, that's for sure.
Yeah. Ball this time's out, though. A little bit of chance of space here if Lobos find somebody to throw it to. Just sent on down, though.
Oh, man, that was
a little too deep.
Taylor broke with the attempted through ball, and that was close. I mean, that's about a yard off from connecting with Shore and her having some space to run.
Exactly, and you got to take that shot.
Exactly. They're going to take some of those shots because, as we've seen, Shore's quite a handful for those defenders.
Well, and you have to put the ball in front of her, too. That's one thing with soccer. You can't allow the offsides. The defenders know that, so they'll almost screen that athlete from trying to get downfield, won't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at you learning some stuff about soccer.
It's all about experience on the pitch.
It's all the pregame prep you do, huh?
Nothing if not prepared.
I'll go with nothing.
There's another one. Shore's going to get to that ball. Well, she's pulled down. She would have gotten to that ball.
Yeah,
that's if not a card, it's going to be a talking to. Probably a talking to. This is an experienced ref. I've seen him at a lot of games, and especially bigger games. He does a good job.
Yeah.
And I like this. There's no need to give out a card right now. Just a quick talking to. Say, hey, another one of those, you get yellow.
Yeah, you get near that again.
There's no reason. If you start throwing a lot of cards out, you get yourself in trouble.
Yep.
There's another one. Sun isn't as big a factor, but a little bit. But this is a dangerous angle. Furrow will whip this in, about 8-10 yards out. Try and get a quick deflection on it to put into a corner. Look for Shore and Savannah Warner are your two targets here.
Short kick, controlled. Actually, nice
you
carom
you
off.
got the little deflection. It just
you weren't running to the right
didn't
spot.
elude the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Goalkeeper sends it high into the air across midfield here. Lobos will be able to control it back.
Just head it out for safety and get your numbers back.
Quick, though, inbounds. Lobos already got 5 back deeper than anybody else for Broomfield, so the numbers aren't going to be the fast break you want. Oh, just a great job by.
Great win from Furrow.
Yeah. That's just who wants it more.
Yep.
Doing it again.
Again, yeah, that's some determination.
Send it back to Brooke, and all of a sudden now calls coming against the Lobos.
Can't say I saw that one. I'm not sure if he's saying the ball popped up her hand or what. It's good determination from Furrow to win a couple of those.
Yeah.
And as you could hear in the background, all the fans agreed with the call.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. You know what side of the stadium we're on.
They do tend to be vocal in their encouragement.
Long kick downfield.
They do.
Moved. Ball still sitting there. Going to be a shot taken, and that one just kind of got away. Nice job of closing down there by Stutzman for the Lobos, the freshman. Kevin, you got to go. You're selling out there as an athlete. You know you might eat one.
Yep, exactly. You may take in the face, in the stomach, anywhere, but anything to block a shot.
Yeah. Coaches say, great job. You'll heal up. I got somebody to play for you for a couple minutes.
Exactly.
A little wide on the shot there, so it'll stay at this end. Throw in for the Eagles. So another chance here. 7:13 and clock running left here in this half. No score here at French Field. Broomfield and Rocky Mountain.
Really big 7 minutes here because a goal either way is really big going into half. I mean, any goal in a game like this will be big, but you sure don't want to concede one in the last few minutes.
Yeah, that'd be a momentum that would certainly energize you. You know that you have to have some lockdown defense. Moved along here. Shore's got an open sideline. That's just sent back. Is it going to be there far enough? You almost wonder if that wasn't going to lose some steam back to the goalie. We saw that happen a few weeks ago here, where it's like, okay, you can't lackadaisically send that back.
For sure.
Lobos still trying to take care of the ball in the middle of the field. Broomfield nicely job getting to the outside, sending it down the outside line. Buying a little time here. Throw in coming from the Eagles, but Lobos certainly have a chance getting back on defense. Now you see a total of 9 jerseys back. Everything's contested.
Yep, they defend in numbers. Consistent, they
play.
know how to close and where to close and when to close.
Well, you saw one terrific shot from Stodden, and an even better save by McDonald as basically the highlight for this first half. A couple attempts for the Lobos have been close, but
Shore had the one good chance, a tough angle, but a good save from Broomfield's goalkeeper.
It's interesting to see Gab McDonald down there. It's kind of tough to tell if you can't close enough, but she's scraping together the bits of tire in the turf to build a little tee up. The old punt, pass, and kick days where you just dig your heel into the grass, right, Randy?
Yep.
Fire it downfield, and she does. Clears a couple defenders. Shore's on herself, holding a advantage now. If can the Lobos get that run again, sending it forward here, just a little too much. Furrow hustling to it, but got past her.
We see Furrow there with the aftermath of probably an ACL.
Yep, she missed last year. Torn ACL.
Very early in the year. But the energy level is not dissipated at all. Both these teams contesting everything. Ask no quarter, give no quarter. Stodden, if you look at there's your player, but she's having to handle the ball 50 yards away from the goal, 60 yards.
Yeah, Rocky's just fine if she's picking it up there.
Yeah, that's where you want her to waste her time and energy. Athletically, you just saw her catch that stop there and give it back to a teammate. That was impressive. Lobos send it down, trying to catch a sprint, but a little wide going there. Brooke was going the side there, the freshman, but she was outside, ball went inside.
That was good anticipation from Broomfield defender too. Kind of see that.
Kicked away now. Broomfield on a bit of a run. tug from behind, gathered in.
Yeah, there's going to be a foul. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Staunton taking a shot here.
And I think, you just said she walked over and picked it up. There wasn't any question. She goes, that's where this is going to come from. Where's my mark?
This is probably
actually, official moved it back a little further than I thought he did.
A little further than it probably should be, and not sure this is one where you shoot for her, maybe.
Now I see the referee marking off the distance for those defenders to set that wall up, that picket line.
It looks like she's planning to shoot this.
Well, I don't know how you wouldn't. I mean, okay, here's, you got 21 goals, 50 points basically, I think it is on the season. Got to give her a chance. And it is lobbed up in the air, but an easy save for McDonald.
Yeah, kind of how she hit that. It looked like she was torn between sort of a floating cross and a shot.
Yeah,
and it ended up being a floated shot.
Yeah, it wasn't really committed, was it?
I think they call that a flot, huh?
Yeah. Lobos with an edge out there, shot out front, taken away. Still battling though. Push. She everything down on her end. She will fight for sure. Just up and down off the turf more than once.
She's a galloping.
Oh gosh, yeah. Blomberg coming in for her now.
Beautiful looking athlete in the way that she runs. And
she got that
so easily.
Yeah, just a great stride.
Yeah, you can see Coach Clark subbing her out right now. Alyssa Blomberg coming in. Let's get Shore some minutes to rest, steal a few extra minutes at halftime, basically.
Yep. Yeah, we're down there under 2 minutes to play now on the clock as we creep towards halftime. No score, not really, too many threatening shots on either goal. One really good one and one great save by the Lobos. And other than that, you can't say enough about the defense played by both teams. It's one of those games where the pass right there from Stodden just jumped the other way and heeled it towards her players. There's the little nuances you see that tells you what a special player some are.
Yeah.
McDonald forcefully goes in there, and this side wants the foul on there, and I don't think she even knew she got hit.
Yeah, and ref actually technically gave it. He just waved advantage because she has the ball in her hands. No reason to blow a whistle, make her put it down, but good anticipation from McDonald on the cross.
Yeah, no surprise there whatsoever.
And yeah, like you say, I think that probably hurt Mooney more running into her than anything.
Yeah. Broomfield control now, trying to go down again, but sends it too far. Going to be taken by Furrow.
She's just going to let that run.
Broomfield player there just letting it go through. Clock running under a minute.
I think both teams are probably happy to go in 0-0 now. If you can get one, great, but both have played pretty smart, controlled half. And this is what everyone expected, that it would be kind of a shock if there were a bunch of goals in this one.
Broomfield, though, one more chance here. Rallying down. Everybody's on this side. And just a nice side of the far.
Clearance from Warner. Broomfield's going to have to hurry to get this one in, and they are.
Yeah, you can't wait, and you need to get down there and get that mark. 12 seconds and counting, gets it to the center. Taken away, and Rocky Mountain just...
That's smart. I think they know the clock is...
They're going there.
They're going to struggle to get this in.
Counting four, plays going to come in. It's going to be centered nicely. McDonald goes up and just takes it away. There's your senior standing out. Yep. Exactly. So after one half of play here at French Field, 0-0, Lobos and Eagles. We'll be back for the second half.
Spring is coming. Enjoy the season with a great deal on a new Toyota. Like low APR financing on the technology-loaded Corolla, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Tundra, and more.
I'm rebuilding the deck?
Yep.
Okay.
Lease a new 2018 Tacoma for just $289 per month or get $1,250 cash back on a new 2018 Tundra. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
After playing the game for many years, and I decided I could either watch from the couch or get on the field and become part of the game.
I became a judge because it was a natural transition from being a gymnast to coach, now judge.
I love the large crowds, the excitement of the game, and you know what? I got the best seat in the house.
Help these kids. Help this community. Become an official.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
And we're back here getting ready for the second half of this soccer match. 0-0 is our score. Rocky Mountain Broomfield here in Fort Collins, Colorado. David Haase and Kevin Lytle, Randy McCoy here with you. Our man Maxwell Fink on camera tonight.
Great TV name, Max Fink. Proud Fossil Ridge senior. Counting down the days, are you, Max? Yeah. With an understatement, he looks at me.
Yeah, you really had a good time those 3 senior years you had, didn't you, Dave?
Oh, yeah, every one of them took every chance I could. Ran that through. I was like Billy Sims as a 21-year-old freshman. Not quite. Sorry, Mom.
You and Billy.
Yeah. No. Chuck and Mary made sure I got out of the house at 18. There was no doubt. I was eating too many groceries. So starting out here, Lobos look to stay on that half the field, but once again, Broomfield quickly down. Whistle sending it away. But Kevin, you keep waiting for that one big thing in a match like this, don't you?
Yep, whether it be a funky bounce, a great individual play, refereeing decision, there will be something big to turn this game. You kind of figure both teams will have, maybe 1 or 2 really big chances and see if they can convert them or see if the goalkeepers keep doing what they're doing.
Talking to John Yount, who's in the room next to us, saying these are some of the best officials in the state in his opinion, and good at kind of saying, hey, this didn't harm anybody, let's play on,
Yeah, they've done a good job. Good flow of this game.
Well, as you said several times, there's been the no call that allows the play to keep moving. You have to take that as that's when you've been there in time, and then we see one of the Lobos coming in on crutches now. That doesn't bode well for defender there. I think it's Gonzalez, as we talked about earlier, who did go down. And
Alan Gonzalez, their left back.
Tough way for a senior to finish. Hopefully it's not too bad. I mean, it's wrapped, but I don't see a ton of ice on it, so they just say,
hopefully
okay.
Live to run another day this year.
It is, and it's hate to see that for any senior year athlete. Throw in that time off the back of one of the Eagles players. Deja Knowles there running downfield, basically in good position, stopped it.
Boy, sure, she's just active, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's controlling a lot of play every time ball is played up to her. She's doing a good job.
Well, and keep remembering, too, she's a freshman.
Yep.
Playing above their years. I mean, as you say, nobody's a rookie after pretty much a full season.
If you look, she has 6 goals, but Rocky Mountain has 11 goals from freshmen. Almost a quarter of their goals have come from freshmen, which is pretty impressive for obviously a well-established team that has some real veterans. But
Shore and Brooke and others that will be filling in, and certainly some big shoes to fill, but they won't be untested, will they?
Talking about all the injuries with Fossil Ridge, but they've stayed in it, 8-2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Even with all the injuries, they've been able to, which is a tribute to
and
their depth.
They tied Broomfield. They're the one blemish on Broomfield's record.
You still got to play the games, don't you, no matter who takes the field.
A little physical there, just a good back and forth there, Auxiger.
And she's the one that's filling in, playing solid at left back with Adeline Gonzalez going down hurt. But she's played a lot of games, a lot of minutes, so it's not really a drop-off there.
Warner here takes it deep towards the goal.
Wow.
Shore goes up for the header, but goes a little wide.
So Schlepp with a great cross.
Oh.
Williams with
the
a
chance.
headed attempt.
The chance. Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like it probably was off the Broomfield defender. Should have been a corner, but referee sightlines cut off a little bit. That's a great turn from Shore. She's just a handful.
Back towards the center. Lobo's playing a little urgency here. You as we said before, if you get that first shot, that first one across the bow right now, Furrow takes a look.
Oh,
one
man,
hopper.
What a kick.
Yeah, that kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
That's a nice little 1-2 and a quick shot from Furrow.
Well, and it's time to start taking some shots, too. I mean, that ball turns over a little bit more, and the goalie, I believe it's Fuller, she had to go down and get that, so.
Yeah, nothing wrong with taking a chance from outside, and we saw that on the other side when Stodden had that really good hit. You're right. There have been a couple of those back passes from Broomfield that are close to being problematic.
Yes, they are. Yep.
Oh, great interception there. That was getting ready to be a one-on-one.
Notice that when Gabby comes up to secure the ball, the other team's basically just saying, no, I'm not going to test that.
Yeah, a lot of these players, especially with teams this good, almost all these players are club players. They both played with each other and against each other in a lot of different tournaments. They really, even though these two teams aren't in the same city or anything, they know each other pretty well. Obviously, you play in league each year. But beyond that, most of these players have seen each other in other events as well. So they know each other well. And here's a great chance.
Stodden with her foot on the ball for the longest she could. Can Shore beat this one to it? Not quite.
Just ran
tried
long.
to, but Stodden tried to step over and drag the ball with her in front, and Lobo defender just sat on it.
I think that's called stripped clean right there.
Yeah, picked her pocket and took off.
That's the one thing in soccer that I've learned. If if either one of these teams could score a goal here, then you basically fall back and defend the fort the rest of the game because they just know that it's all you need is one.
Good interception from Ecker.
Yeah, it's out in the middle there. You get a chance closed by the defenders.
Yeah, Osler looked like she might have a little room. Broomfield did well to close in.
I learned today that's a clearance.
You got it.
Put it in the bank, right?
From my fine son, Mr. Chase McCoy, giving me the terms of soccer.
Rocky Mountain's had a good start to the half here. They're playing a lot in Broomfield's end. Madison Williams earns a corner kick there. And that's what you want to do, kind of just slowly increase your odds by creating these partial opportunities where you can create some mayhem.
When you get a chance to make something happen here and just close that proximity down.
And we saw earlier one of these corners from Furrow where Shore got a good header on it that just went over.
Well, as they say in basketball.
Well, right in front of the goal. Chance here comes back to the middle. Cleared, but stopped and blocked. Kicked back in. Still set by the Lobos and knocked away. Boy, that's twice.
And that's what you mean. I mean, when it's just bouncing around like that, a lot of different things can happen.
Two nice plays in a row by Knowles, the senior for the Eagles there. She just had to eat it and did.
You never make the shot you don't take. So.
Chance over here. Furrow looking around quickly, though, swallowed up. Nice pass back, sent through. But a good look by the goalie.
Attempt across there, yep. And now they're going to try and go on the counterattack. Whether intentional or not, that was a good header from Madison Williams to slow Broomfield down. Here's Stodden out wide. Just going to go one-on-one.
Back down, across the middle.
Yep. Again, just numbers from Rocky Mountain. Every Broomfield player had a white Rocky Mountain jersey right in front of it.
And bracketing, too.
Yeah, exactly. Here, Rocky Mountain
Set
has
here,
some
too.
numbers.
You got 5-on-4. Broomfield trying to rush their way back. Shore holds it in the middle. A little indecision there. Gives Broomfield a couple steps back on defense.
That's where you can see a couple physical challenges there, but ref letting things go.
Yep.
Again, I think both teams are probably fine with that. You'd rather that than an overabundance of whistles. A little physical play, even physical play is just fine. That'll always be a foul, a little bit of an undercut on someone in the air.
Yeah, and you can take the, we're down to 30 here to play in the half, still 0-0, and things are getting a little bit more. There's a little bit more in the air. You can tell. Everybody knows in the stands and on the field.
Well, and everybody knows it's going to take just one little
thing. You would be
going to be a big thing.
You wouldn't be surprised it wasn't 1-0. That's exactly right. Stodd down the corner, sends a cross. That gets all the way through.
Wow.
That's what you mean. And that's half a foot away from
just
being banged in.
By anybody at that angle, because you're not going to see that coming, and that was a rocket.
Great cross in from Stodd.
Just a quick chance here to thank our sponsors, Schrader Oil, First Bank, Pedersen Toyota. If you have a chance, go back to those sponsors, find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, and tell them how much you appreciate us being able to bring these local athletes up and down the Front Range, and most notably here at Poudre School District. And if you get a chance, go out and get the best wings in Northern Colorado. Get to Jim's Wings, our REIT sponsor here. Look forward to having them again in 2018. And if you want to sponsor, Randy, how could they do that?
Well, they can come up and see us, or they can send an email to info@streamitsports.com, and we can share our rates and different things of what we've got going. And we got some things in the works here, but we can always make room for another sponsor or two. So.
Growing like crazy. What a great couple of years we've had. The growth in streaming live high school athletics all across the country and certainly here in the Front Range has been dramatic. We love our partnership with the Coloradoan. Kevin Lytle adding his expertise, being the Mullen player of yore. Because how long has that been, Kev?
It has been some years now.
We're not going to put a number on it?
Been some years.
Boy.
And horizontal stop there, McDonald. That was just great anticipation.
Good save on a shot from Mooney because that went through some legs.
Yes, it did.
She probably didn't see it till late because of a screen.
Well, that's just veteran, too, because she's starting to lean and she's just able to gather it in. It didn't physically look as much, but all of a sudden it was mentally because you got there. Lobo has a lot of control here in the open, sending it downfield. Oh, just intercepted. Shore had the step, didn't she?
Yeah, that was really close.
Lobos come back, take it away at midfield.
That's going to be a foul on Broomfield.
Yeah. Not a tough call there.
No.
At some point, you just push them out of the way.
Warner here. Ball placed right at the middle of the field. Sends it little long down there. It kind of overshoots everybody. It's one of those, Kev, you think just a little bit more loft to it, just kind of let it sit in the air, let somebody gather underneath
exactly.
it.
Just didn't have enough air under it.
But a beautiful night here in the field. The wind's kind of dwindling down, not much tape on either of the uprights at either end. Really moving around. Great night for the athletes, really. This isn't cold for them. If you're sitting watching, it might be
comfortable.
But as an athlete, this is okay. As we all know, the spring sports in Colorado should be played in the fall and vice versa.
Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, one of our anomalies of living here in the beautiful area, but boy, our springs can be unpredictable. Playing today, and it could be in the 70s.
Is that what that was called yesterday as I was driving through Boulder and Longmont and all the snow that was? Is that what unpredictable? Is that what that's called?
I think they say that, yeah. Warner here, bringing it from the near side here at French Field.
So once again, lob this one in.
This one's got a chance. Guys are breaking to it, and it just overshoots. Nice job there by number 14 for the Eagles. Hudson, she just pushed the Rocky forward, although taken away.
Good interception from Furrow.
Furrow staying in front of it. Sends it back to her teammate.
Yeah, Rocky Mountain's kept a lot more possession this half. There's a nice little combo.
There's those passes we're talking about for Shore, looking around, setting it back up. They just keep inching forward, gaining real estate here on the field. Broomfield just down a player each time something happens. Kicks it through.
That was a good angle over on the left here. I thought she might cross that one.
But just several passes there involving Schlepp, along with Ecker and others there. Just that was
Yeah, and they probably combined 8 or 9 passes consecutive there and ended up with a shot that was deflected away, but that's what they need to keep doing.
Well, and they just, like I said, they started gaining real estate, squeezing the field down on the Eagles, and had that edge. This time, though, sent through. Foot race. Warner back trailing now is still held, but can she stay in front of the ball? And does.
Great defense.
Yeah. Stays away from it, sends it out.
Clears it out.
And earns a free kick, so Rocky keeps the ball.
Yep.
That was well done because that's as 50-50 as it gets.
Yeah, and you're backpedaling. Athletically, any athlete, it doesn't matter your sport, what you're doing right there, all the things involved in that, that was a great effort.
Yeah, I mean, the forward owns everything right there. They have the ball. They have you backpedaling. Mooney was kind of weaving back and forth to get her off balance, but Warner held her own. Really, really strong play there.
McDonald powers one back out towards midfield, takes a bounce goes over the head.
If you want to know how Rocky has only allowed one goal this season, look at the save from McDonald earlier and that play from Warner, and that sums it up pretty well.
Yeah, it's a team effort, isn't it? Yeah, you cut that down, and it makes it even harder to get there. McDonald several on the spot. That one outstanding horizontal dive on the shot by Stodden in that first half. We're under 25 to play, still no score. Kick this time set by the Eagles. Stodden pretty much set up there to go one-on-one, wasn't she?
Yep.
Kicked across the middle, though, and McDonald just shut down the angle, and there was nowhere for that kick to go.
Yeah.
Took it.
And you can see Broomfield has Stodden hanging out here on the right side, and they're trying to feed her a ball. Clearly a concerted effort, more so than the first half to get her the ball.
Yep. Well, and also, as you said, clear it out because that gets a one-on-one.
Yeah, exactly.
Get your stud, get your best player, try to put the situation where they can do what they do best and draw all the defenders away from them.
It's like some of the basketball clear-outs that we see when there's a good one-on-one player, clear everyone out, let them go at them.
Lobos again, though, playing a lot of this half, almost under 23 to play here, but on that north side of French Field here, you get the feeling that they're starting to get comfortable with their passing, a little bit more control of the game. But as we've seen, it just takes one errant bounce, one person in the right place, right time, and it all changes.
Superb play by both goalies.
Yeah. Cleared away. Stopped at midfield. It's going to be handled, though, by the Lobos. Kicked back out here. Oh, nice job of just keeping the ball in play. Bundy there. Back to the center, though, picked up by the Eagles. Trying to send it downfield again. Stodden, as you said. And she had Warner deep, and then along with Otziger sitting here next to her. She's not a secret, is she?
No.
Donald just fires one into the sky. I think Coach Brook would take that for a punt any day on this field. So 22 to play, no score, but in a well-played and a high-energy match here at French Field. Thanks for tuning in to Streaming Sports. I'm David Haase, along with Kevin Lytle on the call, assisting Randy McCoy, also on production, Max Fink on camera. Lobos still trying to control. Boy, it's a push, it's a kick.
Control,
yeah, it was playing the ball and everything else. Set up here, past the middle, intercepted though. Nice rush on the play that time. Down the far side, taken away, but out to be a throw in for the Eagles. But just a good effort closing the gap by Schlepp over there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They have Schlepp, who's normally kind of your left wing or left forward, playing right back right now. One skill she has is ability to run forever.
Yeah.
Great cross-country runner.
Centered hard in, trying to get Stodden in the middle. Goes beyond.
There's
still playing
one of those dangerous bouncing balls. Those are tough.
Yeah.
You want to keep your arms to your side, make sure you don't get handball, but worry about forward sneaking in and getting a sneaky shot off.
Yeah, right in the middle where it doesn't matter what your goal is. You're in no man's land. Eagles playing it wide again. Most of this half, Kev, seems like they've tried to take the sideline as their way to advance it down the field, not trying to go through the gauntlet of that middle of that Rocky defense.
Yeah, exactly. Use the width and space.
Stodden in the middle again. Controls it. And a shot deflected away. McDonald takes it away, and I don't know if that had gone in. It was going wide,
like
but
it was going.
It was going to be that far post, but McDonald took it away no matter what.
She did well to push it away, too, because there's a Broomfield girl coming in for the rebound. If she just palms it right down, it's still going to be a goal, but she pushes it. And that's just good technique from goalkeeping. You have to not only save it, but direct your save.
Well, and you see Stodden there. I mean, that was...
She's impressive. She hasn't scored a goal, but I'll tell you what, she is.
Yeah, she's a weapon.
Yeah, it's no accident that pretty much every time they're feeding it to her, they clearly at halftime said, we have this kid who's going to the Pac-12, has 21 goals. We should probably get to her feet a little bit more because we didn't do that in the first half.
Controlled back by the Lobos, trying to find a spot, get it moving along. Good footwork, sending it back out down here. Well, I tell you what, the Eckers put a lot of miles on between the midfield, hasn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sending it down the sideline. And just kicked on out just to slow the movement by the Eagles. Lobos will throw in under 19 to play here. Got a text from our number one fan of all things Fort Collins-Lambkins High School, the Big E. Fort Collins beats Broomfield today in varsity baseball on the road, 7-5. So nice win for the Lambkins.
And they beat Legacy, who's man, there's
had a look and
chance from shore.
Yeah, I think,
and that's just good activity. I mean, she just pounced on a defender there, gave her no time.
Yep. Well, and she took the shot, although she wasn't positioned. It really had. She couldn't have turned that over to keep it low enough to go into the crossbar. But as you said, you've got to take every chance you can get that way.
Exactly.
Beautiful night here in Fort Collins. As we look to the west, the sun hanging down, illuminating the foothills. 18 to play here. Lobos, Eagles trying to find a way to get one across. And, boy, as you think about it, that would be the one it would take, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, based on the scores of these teams, in previous matchups over the last few years, and then what they've done all season, one goal is probably what you expect. Two would be a big surprise. Anything above two would kind of blow our minds.
Yeah, in soccer, if you've put three in the net, that's a momentous offensive game. Boy, once again, still fighting her way through it. Knowles to get back down though to just a step beyond. I'll tell you, Knowles has played a great game on defense too for the Eagles. Rocky now settling down again, kind of put that net on the outside. Broomfield kind of content to fall back underneath. This is exactly what the Lobos need, though, have that short passing game. Good work, Rocky. Their best attempts so far in this match have been as a result of these. Down the corner, kicked a while. And sent to the corner, so a goal kick for the Eagles. Just couldn't get that off the edge. Nice job by the Eagles defense. So despite, I think, if you had to count time on one side as far as ball possession or the offensive possession of the field, Rocky certainly had that edge this half, but the best shots have been taken by the Eagles.
Yeah, I think so too. Broomfield's had a couple really good counterattacks, but Rocky is really possessing well, I should say. They just they haven't been able to get any real clear opportunities though at goal. Really since Shore's shot about halfway through the first half. It was kind of the last clear chance Rocky Mountain had.
So Fuller will send it pretty much straight down the middle. Header by the Lobos, controlled back and forth now. You're just looking at how this handled. And Ecker, I'll tell you what.
I was just going to say, Ecker has about 1 million interceptions of passes and has connected on plenty of her own today.
Yeah. I mean, the ball's been on her foot quite a lot.
Yeah.
Stodden coming up.
Broomfield has some numbers here, and Stodden is flying.
Yes, she is. You got
defenders backpedaling.
That's a move.
Oh.
And
you called it. She did the little shoulder fake.
That was if it was a football call, that's a dead leg.
Yep.
She let the ball go where she wanted it to go, but she let the defender see her shoulders and hips go one way. And the crossover step that made Allen Iverson drool.
Yeah,
that was a pretty athletic move there.
Yeah, good hard shot, but right at McDonald.
And who just stared it down. It's like that's you don't go for the fake, you watch the ball, and she was right there in the center of it and gathered it in. But
that was nice.
Yeah, it's a game you can appreciate without even the goal on that kind of a play.
Yeah, and again, it's just well played everywhere, and that's good goalkeeping. Just a great move. And you could see that's why you don't want to give someone like her that much space, because she has full head steam, and so you have no choice but to be backpedaling fast.
Yeah.
And, any DB will tell you that's not fun.
No, that's not a way to make a living. There's an interception in a pretty crucial spot. Kick back over.
That's just going to run on the turf.
And she didn't and the Lobo player didn't have the chance to reverse field. It was a good idea, just a little too far ahead.
And I think it's probably been this way pretty much the whole game, but we're officially down to territory where if someone scores, that might be curtains.
Oh, yeah. Well, under 13 and a half.
minutes to go, yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think both teams
kicked ahead. Chance here controlled.
Williams going to try and cut that back.
Yeah.
It just ran long on her.
Yeah, no room.
But honestly, I think both these teams going into this game knew that one is probably going to win it. So that really the mindset doesn't change much at all, because you've kind of since the start been playing of we can't concede because we might be in trouble. But Rocky is really playing well. They just need to be careful about those quick counterattacks, especially when they're getting it up to Stodden, because she's finding some space.
Well, and would you say it's because what the Rockies' offense is set with so many players to be involved in and having the opportunities, the passes, it takes an extra player or two, where Stodden would benefit from that on the other end, where you may not have that extra player back there because of that offensive design.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, Randy, I think you mentioned earlier in the first half when she was picking up the ball 60 yards from goal, you can see she hasn't dropped back in that territory at all this half. I think Coach probably said, you stay up, we're going to get it to you.
Yeah.
You stay up there, and then you run at people, make them uncomfortable.
Well, and want those legs to be fresh, and as we saw what the result that could be. Play that time handled, almost thought we'd see a whistle there, but Williams stop. Got a side throw, just a chance to take it in.
Oh, great turn. Great turn from
There's a play.
Riley Osler, yeah. She had some space, beautiful turn, and this is a dangerous spot. We'll see, is this probably a Savannah Warner spot for a free kick, but this is definitely one where you fire at goal. You're about 24, 25 yards out at an angle, too, as a former free kick taker myself. This is right where you want, because you can bend it either near post or far post. The goalkeeper can't really cheat either way.
Well, as I see now, the goalkeeper's on the near post.
Yeah, she's setting up the wall. What she's doing there is line up the wall so that the person furthest on the left is aligned with the post, because in theory
the official backs them off.
Yeah, in theory the wall will cover that side of the goal, goalkeeper covers the other.
And they're not allowed to turn their backs. They have to face the kick, don't they?
You can turn your back. You don't want to, though. Although you don't really want to face it either.
I'm turning my back. I don't know about you.
In the corner, just wide. And the goalkeeper knew she had no chance to make the play. It froze her, and it was just a little bit off the side.
Yep. Let's, again, get some corner kicks, some free kicks. That's how you create chances in a game like this. So many of these games are won on set-piece plays.
So nearing 10 minutes left here, still 0-0. Thanks for tuning in to Stream Sports. Thanks to our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, Schrader Oil, First Bank, our last broadcast of the school year, and Jim's Wings.
Nice win from Osler. Shot goes a little wide, but Rocky Mountain's pushing right now.
Yeah.
They're really aggressive, closing down balls, keeping Broomfield's midfield from really getting the ball out at all.
And you can't see it. You know, it's tough to get the screen that wide, but here in this near sideline, right at midfield, Stodden trying to hide in plain sight.
Exactly. You kind of just drift over a sideline, hope they forget about you, and then sneak in.
Ball sent across. Stodden will come back to take it herself. But that's what you want to do. You want to have her occupied at midfield. She has to give the ball up and then to go into traffic of defenders. And that's just sent downfield. Can Broomfield beat to the corner? They can. Sent
Great
back in the middle.
Back. Good clear from Warner because that all of a sudden turned dangerous. It looked like it was going to run long, but it did not.
And that was Stodden who was racing to the middle to find that ball, too.
Of course it was.
Now, what a great match here tonight at French Field. Under 10 to play, still no score. Could we be heading to overtime? Yes, I said it.
Trying to reverse jinx there or what?
Yes.
Overtime for high school soccer regular season is 2 10-minute halves, but it is sudden death, so if someone scores, it's over. If after those 2 10-minute halves it's still tied, it just ends as a tie. So no shootouts in these games.
Yeah, both these teams have got one.
Playoffs.
And I would think during the regular season, why wouldn't you have a shootout after one period of overtime?
Ties are part of soccer.
Well, there's my bias coming out to the front, Randy. Got to have a winner, got to have a loser. No, you don't.
Such an American mindset.
Yeah, well, blame my upbringing. Kind of hard to change. But what great effort here tonight by both of these teams. 8.5 to play here. Interesting spot here. Sent deep.
Pretty good ball in.
Yeah. A nice header coming out there. Actually, Lobo's come away from a pretty good carom. What a hustle back. And what
that's great effort from Mooney.
Yeah, she's made several plays like that tonight. You know, she and Ecker both, you know, they're that player that just turns up where the ball's at.
Kind of like in any sport, that sort of sixth sense of reading the play before anyone else is incredibly valuable. Broomfield slowly inching their way up, and they're just fine with this because not only are you obviously controlling clock, so Rocky can't get any chances, but now you're getting into territory where get a cross or two in, and
they're closing it down too.
Creates a problem, but man, Rocky is not giving much space.
Stodden all alone on the outside.
It's a great defense from Furrow.
Furrow stepped right in the center there, didn't she?
Corner from Broomfield, though.
Big play here late in this match. 7 minutes left.
This is why I'm going to assume Rocky Mountain won the coin flip and elected to defend the other side first, so that in a situation like this, you're not fighting the sun.
Sent high in the air. Header knocked away by one of the Lobos.
That was a good defensive header.
Yeah, it really was. Sent downfield. Now they get a chance to move it out, and they do. Knowles will gather it in for the Eagles at past midfield. And just great hustle downfield. Both sides here. But that's a 50-yard flip of the field there for the Lobos.
No! The other way, bro!
Little indecision there. Ref stops play. Gathers it back. Says, nope, still belongs to Broomfield for the throw-in.
It was a shock because some of the Rocky fans thought it was their end.
And several players stopped, too. They weren't quite sure either. And the ref actually looked over to his sideline counterpart and kind of wasn't a forceful call, was it? And kind of said, yeah.
What'd you see? What'd you see?
Okay, we'll go with that.
Broomfield has a lot of numbers in the box if they can get across. It goes out for a goal kick. It's well. I think that's Schlepp back there, right back defending there. It's very well done.
Well, and 5.5 to play here in the match. You know, say Lobos want to do something to send that ball across the midfield where they get a chance to control it here. As you said, you know, you get up 2 or 3 minutes just on that type of possession. And substitution going back in now for the Lobos.
You got Shore. She just got probably 7-8 minutes of rest, trying to get fresh legs. And that's where I think you can see Ron Clark playing for the possibility of overtime, get her fresh for a final 5 here. And then I'm sure she'll run all 20 in overtime if necessary.
Nice job of taking that ball, getting it outside.
Some
Lobos
space
down
for
the sideline.
Bundy,
Yep. Sent to the middle, though, and Shore kind of zigged when she expected to pass the
Shore,
other way.
Shore kind of went long, and Bundy went for the check down.
Boy, another battle there. Boy,
physical play.
Yeah, going all the way through it. Once again, Ostler, no surprise there. Eagles trying to close down that space, control it closer and closer to the goal. And stepped out there trying to, you know, widen that real estate a little bit there. Stodden just out of bounds too far. Lost control. Downfield, though, taken by Knowles. Knowles had a really good second half defensively.
Yeah, she's been really active, winning a lot of balls.
In the air, trying to set it through there. That was a nice athletic move. Just to take the ball vertically down the field, you know, parallel to the sideline. Buy some time to set up. And out, throw in for the Lobos here. Chance back in midfield, under 4.
There's some, if that had gone through, there was a little bit of space. That
Just
almost
those-
snuck through Taylor Brook, and her and Shore could have had a little 2-on-2.
You can tell some fatigue. Some of the passes aren't as crisp as they
are
on target as much as they were earlier in the match.
Yeah, with the type of physical demanding game this is, you get a little leg weary about now.
3:15 to play here. Still 0-0. There's been opportunities. McDonald here with the goal kick. Wind really not a factor at all right now. Drives it down, takes a bounce, gets it away from one defender. Shore's going to go around him, and actually nice job of hanging back for the Eagles there. 25 Pennington.
Yeah, and that's good bracketed defending, because you, especially with the way that these bounce, you want one in front, one behind, so that if it goes over a first defender, you have some cover. Especially with Shore's speed, because if she gets behind you, you're not going to catch her.
Yep. Lobos just trying to position there, send the pass back. Both teams right now making it very difficult to get past that first layer.
Yep. You can see both teams kind of know who they're keen on. Broomfield's trying to make sure Shore can't get it and turn with it. And obviously Rocky Mountain's trying to make sure Stodden doesn't get in any dangerous spots. And that's kind of creating a defensive stalemate here, as you would expect.
Shore pretty much 1-on-4, taken down. A lot of more chatter. You can just feel it in the stands too. Just the noise coming.
And you can see, and that was a great run from Furrow there, trying to get some space. And those often work because forwards don't generally like tracking back to defend. But Stodden was right there, stride for stride, to make sure she didn't get some space. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to just work your butt off going back defensively. And that's why these teams never get scored on.
Yeah.
The commitment, that's the thing, it's commitment as much as anything. And anyone obviously can make that run, but being aware of it and defending it is huge.
Sent away, but Lobos keeping it back on this half. Right at 1:05 to play here in the match.
We're getting really physical in midfield here.
Yeah, they are.
I think they've decided they're not going to be a part of the
outcome.
If there's a last-minute outcome here.
Stretched to it and just tipped away. Nice job by the defender there for the Eagles, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of out of nowhere chance for Shore, but good deflection. Made an easy save for a goalkeeper.
40 to play. Eagles have it on the Lobos side, still trying to just keep it alive. Anything can make it work. Boy, Savannah Warner there just became a wall. Pick taken away. Eagles, though, at the end chance here, as you'd expect. 25 seconds to play. Shot deflected.
Great block. I think that was Osler coming over to make the block really key because there's some space for a cross in there in the middle. We're down 10 seconds. It looks like we are heading to overtime.
This will send it through. Knowles trying to send it back. She just smartly gives it back to her goalkeeper, who just lows it, goes out. But as time expires here at French Field, we've played 2 halves, and it's still the same as we started, 0-0. Overtime coming up here on Stream It Sports. Stay tuned.
Spring is coming. Enjoy the season with a great deal on a new Toyota. Like low APR financing on the technology-loaded Corolla, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Tundra, and more.
I'm rebuilding the deck?
Yep.
Okay.
Lease a new 2018 Tacoma for just $289 per month or get $1,250 cash back on a new 2018 Tundra. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
After playing the game for many years, and I decided I could either watch from the couch or get on the field and become part of the game.
I became a judge because it was a natural transition from being a gymnast to coach, now judge.
I love the large crowds, the excitement of the game, and you know what? I got the best seat in the house.
Help these kids. Help this community. Become an official.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Back here now, the start of overtime, or as we say, free bonus time on French Field. And no lack of effort. And now you got to kind of wonder, okay, Kev, have substitutions. We saw like Shore had some time off. Has there been those times where Stodden, I don't think,
I think she's played every minute.
And well, if she goes
like
down,
that,
the coach
used to it. I mean,
yeah, the coach could turn away and say, I don't see you. You're staying out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, players like that, they play every minute, both club, both in high school. If Jim Davidson were to go out to midfield and call her number, she'd probably going to look like, excuse me, what?
Yeah. Nope, I don't see you either. Well, and this is those games where you're going to make that difference. But moving it back and forth, we've got a 10-minute overtime starting in about a minute. 10. There we go. Got it reset on the clock. But bonus soccer here, late season, Front Range League action, and you've got to say it's, you said before, perseverance, the will to win, the will to keep your energy levels up, because that one step, all of a sudden, it's over.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if either team changes tactics. If we're looking Front Range League standings, which obviously you want to win the league, but it doesn't necessarily give you anything special, come playoff time. But Rocky Mountain does have an edge because Broomfield has a tie in league play, whereas Rocky Mountain is clean in league play right now. Every other team in the league has at least one loss, so Rocky Mountain has a slight edge there. I'm not sure that's really going to change tactics at all, but something to keep in the back of your mind. And RPI-wise, the result certainly will matter here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your note about substitutions will be interesting. Those front couple for Rocky Mountain, they have cycled through a few players. They're probably fairly fresh up top. Shore got probably close to 10 minutes near the end of the second half to rest, so she's probably pretty fresh, and she's a freshman. They can run forever.
Yeah, there's a difference.
That's the thing. The three of us are sitting up here thinking fatigue, but most of them, not a problem.
High towards the goal, header chance goes.
Madison Hand had a great chance there. Savannah Warner, great ball. And
she put her hands right to her face, knowing she had just the wrong side of the ball, trying to head it.
You just have to angle it perfectly, and it was just slightly off, but that was a great ball in.
Wouldn't it be a lot easier if you could use your hands on that?
Catching for the dunk.
Catch it, set down, hit home.
Like a hockey player, just stop it. As long as you didn't gain anything, not really.
We like it a little more difficult than you football players.
That's right, yeah. Everything counts.
We're real athletes out here also.
There you go. That's right. The beautiful sport, right?
Absolutely. If you're wondering what I'm going to be doing all summer, it's going to be sitting on my butt watching the World Cup every day.
Let me know how that goes.
I will.
I'll wait for the report.
Absolutely. You're invited.
That's right. I'll take you up on some there. I'll take the lessons. As long as it's your refrigerator.
I thought you were buying, but
yeah, well,
we'll discuss that off there.
That's right. That can go. 2 minutes into overtime here, still no score. One look there for the Lobos on that free kick.
Yeah, and that's probably the best chance they've had in a little while. They had a couple, I guess, half chances that Broomfield defenders got in front of earlier, but it is tough to come by good chances in a game like this.
Mooney again in the middle of the field sends it down.
That's going to run long. Another kind of note here, we've mentioned Stodden has been drifting out wide right, and they're clearly feeding her a ball. Change Rocky Mountain made about middle second half is Kendall Furrow's been playing on the left side. She had been right most of the game and most of the season, but obviously a really experienced, strong defender. I think they want her and her toughness. She's physical, doesn't back down. I'm certain that is no accident that those two are matched up together, and that Ron Clark made that switch to have Furrow out in Stodden, and so far so good.
Broomfield controlling, backs it up just to try to set their offense and their pattern. Knowles takes it down the side. Stodden keeps it alone, gets it down.
That was a great ball.
Yeah, it was. Moves it forward. Tried to cross back to her, gets away. Rocky Mountain
will clear that out.
Basically gained a reset. Eagles will throw in. It's one of those games where, too, you talk about fatigue, everything else is an athlete, hydration, everything else to keep your body performing. You will deplete. I mean, it's not so much the contact like you'd see in football, but it's the extreme amount of running, the bursts.
Yeah, and it's a combo of, the distance of cross country. These girls out here, especially ones playing every minute, will run as much or actually a lot more in some cases than you would in a cross country meet, but you also have the physicality of stopping and starting with sprints, obviously players leaning on you, so it's a pretty vicious.
Sent across.
Great
oh boy, it just crossed in front of one of the players who had that moment where it's like, I think she was looking towards the goal, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was a great cross from Osler, and just eluded Hand.
That's the equivalent of somebody being over, not ready to shoot the three-pointer, but they end up wide open, but kind of didn't see the ball coming.
Kick low, but easily handled.
Little shot in. I think that was Brooke. Wasn't able to get a lot of power on, but Rocky Mountain's kind of creating some chances, and we were just talking fatigue. Obviously, there's the physical, but also mental. I mean, these players know all game long one mistake will cost the game, and that's taxing to do for 80 straight minutes. Now we're up to almost 90 straight minutes.
Broomfield, though, ball in the center. Nobody contesting it right now, trying to find Stodden. And do you have that risk of overplaying somebody like Stodden and then leaving a hole on the other side, finding that way for that ball to come through? Knowles, a little short of the kick that time, intercepted. There's Williams on the run.
Here's where you see some fresh legs. She's going to take a one-on-one battle.
All the way down the corner. Where do you send it? Gets right through a leg. Oh, nice job by staying in front.
Yep, good positioning from Broomfield defense.
But Rocky still has 2 players sitting through there. Couple collisions, no call, no whistle.
Yep. You're going to have some pretty blatant to begin a dangerous free kick in overtime here.
Yeah. Well, and then you credit the officials, say it's like, we're not here to decide the game unless you really make us.
Yeah.
And Furrow taking advantage of that, too.
Yeah, she just pushed the one girl clear out of the...
Yeah, and then she got it back. So Broomfield on the run here, setting wide, trying to get the stop, and she's going to be able to control it. Step away. And
there is that battle.
Yeah, you stayed right in front of her.
That is a great battle.
You can dance all you want.
It's a great battle. That's 2 college-bound athletes playing really, really well.
And Furrow doesn't matter. You can juke, you can jive, but I'll stay right in front of you.
Yeah, and you can see appreciation. Savannah Warner immediately run over with the high fives. They know how tough that is. And like I say, these players know each other. All these players know Stodden's resume, know what she can do.
So corner kick coming here. Big moment for the Eagles. Lobos defense trying to find a way to match up here. It's overtime. 1 goal ends it. Long and high. Knocked around a little bit. Cleared, though, by the Lobos.
Good clear.
3 minutes to play here in overtime.
This has been a pretty entertaining overtime. We're kind of back and forth with a lot of
energy.
The defense on both teams is just so good. You never see a wide open lane to run through. I mean, there's always somebody
closes down, doesn't it?
Yep.
Between them and the goal.
Yeah, and anyone who gets the ball, immediately someone closing on them.
Sent back, trying to take control, though. It's intercepted, though, by Broomfield. Once again, they're down close.
There's Mooney again. You mentioned earlier how she keeps popping up. A little overly aggressive there.
Yeah.
That's good shielding play from Savannah Warner. If she's going to get the ball, it's going to be by going through you.
Yeah. 2:21 left here in overtime. He backs off, expecting to send it down. You need, the Lobos. You want to get some real estate back. You want to get that other half of the field. Nicely headed, controlled, though, by Broomfield.
So, Kevin, does Broomfield have an advantage in soccer with only needing 1 score and having the best one-on-one player in the state?
It certainly doesn't hurt. Oh,
there it is. A shot from the distance, and no edge there at all for McDonald to get over. Goes in the corner, and that's the match. 1:54 in overtime left. Broomfield is going to come away with a 1-0 win here at French Field over Rocky Mountain.
And I think
from about 35 yards out, a clean shot, that's all it took.
Yep, I believe that's Mallory Mooney, who we've been talking about, had a great game. And, just a great hit. You're kind of going one way, fire it back across the other. That's the hardest save for a goalie to make when you're moving one way. Dive back, and she just put it right in the corner with a lot of power. That's a great shot.
Yeah, and McDonald, there's nothing you can do.
It's almost like she didn't even see it till it was too late, really.
No, there was no chance to get over there. The ball curled away.
Fantastic shot.
So there you go, folks. We end our season with one of the best
what a great match
game that we've had all year in any sport.
Yep. This may be a playoff preview. Both these teams are going to go deep.
So the first loss is handed to the Rocky Mountain Lobos. And you saw after that, she goaltender kicked that ball.
Oh yeah. Well, it's what your chance. You want to have your chance to make the play, and there was nothing that could be done from there for sure. But credit Broomfield and both these teams. The energy, the levels, the effort all night long. and one stroke with the leg.
Just a sliver, huh?
Yeah, it takes one moment of master class, and that's what Mooney provides. That's great game, great shot.
So the last thing we do is we put a 1 up on the scoreboard because that's all we're we're going to go off the air here. So anyway, that's it. That's a wrap for tonight's game. Broomfield hits the very last play. Rocky Mountain with a score, and they get the win. 1-0 for Kevin Lytle, for Max Fink, for David Haase. This is Randy McCoy. It's been a great year. We'll see you in August for football. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Poudre School District High School Sports, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. By Jim's Wings, Northern Colorado's favorite wings since 1991. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. This has been a Stream It Sports NoCo production of Poudre School District High School Sports. You can find all of our broadcasts